the colors. I love that chart, the color. This is the way, by the way, is one of the work of our Mohammed. She's one of our BMI members. She's not able to be with us here today, but the artwork is coming from her. So you can see we've been growing year by year. We started in 2016 and 840 was the number of people that joined us this year. And this is something we're very proud. Today, we're basically 2,400 people. Number 4, I think Lana said number 3, so this is a little bit debatable. Yeah, we come after France, UK, and Italy. Saudi Arabia, this young growing country, is now number 4 in the PMI European and Middle East region. And definitely we are the biggest in the Middle East. This gives you an idea of the training we've been doing, number of attendees, because that's one of our key areas. We try to provide training at very affordable prices to our aspiring professionals. Now the symposium, this is Jeddah Symposium today, or last night and today is our 3rd symposium. Actually, I would say we started with an inauguration in 2017, and then we had the Riyadh Symposium last year. In April this year, we did Al-Khubar Symposium, and now we're doing Jeddah. And this is again, like we said last night, the first time. And by the way, أنا جدة. أنا اتولدت في هذه المدينة الطيبة الجميلة، لكن after finishing my degree, I was taken to the eastern province. Aramco Agradni took me for a job, and I never been back on a professional basis. So it's really, for me, a personal gratitude that I'm here today to give back to my beautiful Jeddah city, Jeddah. These were some of the key speakers we had in Riyadh. Al-Khubar Symposium was in April. A lot of attendees. We had close to 500 people. And now another thing we try to do, because we believe in collaboration, and I'll cover a little bit more than that. Well, it takes 2 to tango, or whatever we're saying, that you cannot do it alone. That's another thing that we try to do in BMI. We cannot be alone. We do really need collaboration with institute, whether it's a government institute, whether it's a private institute. So this is an agreement we signed with PricewaterhouseCoopers to collaborate with research, to collaborate on some training sessions, and we do look to establish some more collaboration here in Jeddah. Yesterday, you saw us signing 2 memorandum of understanding with IFPAD and King Abdulaziz University. And hopefully this will add value to the professional society. We participate in major events. This is with the Saudi Aramco Downstream joint venture. The gentleman in the picture with us is Mr. Abdulaziz Al-Jidemi, Senior Vice President of Aramco Downstream Business. And you can see the relationship we have. Alhamdulillah, our chapter has very strong working relationship with many of the institutes, the big organizations, whether it's a government. Aramco, SABIC, of course, have been one of our great sponsors. So let's talk a little bit about this. Is what the chapter is, and please reach out to us. You see many of us around here. I have a bunch of business cards I like to give away, so please come and talk to us, and let's spread the knowledge, let's spread the profession, inshallah. I think I do have a video. Do have a video ready? Can you? There is a video that needs to be run. Well, let's see if we can get it up and running. Do you have a video? شوفوا على الPDF file. معه في الPDF file. Okay, so we have a technical glitch here. I think we did have a short video by BMI themselves talk about the transformation. Why are we transforming? Why any company or an institute needs to transform? And this is just not just us BMI. But you can see the world is changing around us, the demographics, change in the demographics of any country, any company, younger generation coming into the workforce, and technologies is taking effect. There is no one company with one nationality or background. I see a company with different background. The company I'm working with, Jacobs now office, in one office in Al-Khubr. We have like 50 nationalities in one building. Very diversified. And that's why you need to be aware of this, and you need to change the way you're managing, the way you're working, so you can work with the technology and digital advancement. And unfortunately, our engineering and project management profession, we did not capitalize yet on the technology advancement the way other businesses like IT, media, communication, phone. And the analogy that comes to my mind is, I like movies, I like to, after the end of the day, go home and sit and watch movies, and my wife sitting here, she hates that. She's like, wow. So I do relate to movies a lot. And the analogy in my mind, ladies and gentlemen, you know Braveheart movie? Min shaf Braveheart. Okay. William Wallace. So this is the guy. You remember that scene where he was in the battlefield against the King of England? That big battle they had? He used 3,500 people from the army, soldiers, 3,500. He had to pay, he had to mobilize them and put them in that field, plus 500 actors. Okay, you see how much people he had to use and how much money and logistical effort he had to do because he didn't have the technology for him to do it differently. Okay, move forward a little bit. The other movie, 300, you know the 300. It was basically 300 people sitting in a green studio like at maybe the size of this, but with the technology, they look like they are millions. And that's what the technology did to that industry. It can reduce the cost of movies tremendously. You do not need to mobilize thousands and thousands of people. However, when you look at our project management, construction engineering, no. صح ولا لا؟ الإخوان الكونستراكشن رامز وعادل الإمام البريتسي, how many people you have on the job? Thousands and thousands of people. Because we are not utilizing, we're not capitalizing on the technology, we're not investing in the technology. It's cheaper to bring 2,000 or 3,000 more people to the job site, right? Rather than invest in a technology that can make me not need as many. And this is the challenge to all of us. However, the world is changing and the people want us to change. The customer expectations are high. We know that. They want us to do better jobs. They want us to be more professional. And our PMI members as well, right? Your expectations are high, and we know that. Now let me talk a little bit about the millennials and the Generation Z. The millennials, now they are in the 25 to 35 range, and the Generation Z is like my daughter Savannah, she's 21 right now. So who is considered himself a millennial here in this group? Yeah, you and me were a millennial in Morocco. I'm a baby boomer, as they call them. I'm a baby boomer. We are born, I'm not going to tell you when, but we're the baby boomers. But we know that this generation, the younger generation, they don't like right to you at the beginning. Because if you don't, he's going to shut up and go somewhere else. And this is what we're trying to do here as well. We want to encourage the younger professionals to come forward and give us their mind. MashaAllah alayhim, they have bright ideas. They really make us do better things if we listen to them. They don't like information silos, and this is really a cultural issue. عندنا دبلوماسية زيادة في مناقشة الأمور. No, don't talk to the other department unless you go through the big boss. ليش? Why are we doing this? Why are we structuring and let's break this up. Okay, no all-nighters. The old project managers like ourselves, we're always on the email, we're always texting, and we up to midnight, we're following up what is happening with the job, and we have to respond. Well, the younger generation, no, they don't do like that. They work very hard, very efficient during the 8 or 10 hours they have, and then after that, that's it. Of course, they embrace technology, and that's again why our profession of engineering and project management need to catch up. And they communicate thoroughly. You know how we manage this event? على الواتساب. على الواتساب. All of our task coordination, we did it on the WhatsApp. طبعا this was a shock for me, بس اتعلمتها في الخبر. And I did it here again. I'm old style communication meetings, regular weekly meetings. I want some meeting notes. I want people face-to-face meetings. But then I adapted. I cannot. They were, mashallah alayhim, we created a couple of groups on WhatsApp and we started communicating. Okay, task, assignment to each other and follow up. That's how we did it. They communicate thoroughly with different styles. And we have to adapt to that. Okay, here we're talking about the new branding position. Project and economy is more than just the accreditation. It talks about developing the professionals. It talks about what you are adding to the society with this project in terms of social and as well from green energy. We're trying to strengthen the society by enabling the organizations and empowering the individual as well. Yesterday, you've seen the discussion we had from Mashru'at. And you can see the effect of project management, the realization of project management. I've been project manager most of my life, and you can see that up to recently, up to the last 5-7 years, the only people who talked about project management really establishing the PMO and working hard was Saudi Aramco, SABIC, Hayya al-Malakiyya, some of very few individual institutes in the countries or entities. But that has changed, alhamdulillah. And it changed in 2016. And I was proud. I don't know if anybody, I'm sure a lot of us have heard what you call it, the interview by His Royal Highness Mohammed bin Salman, Allah yahfazhu, مع ترك الدخيل. Remember that interview? In that interview, and I was very proud to hear him, he mentioned the establishment of a government PMO for the first time. And I listened to that, and it caught my attention that the Royal Prince in 2016 talked about establishing a PMO office as a controlling and a governing body for the way the government is going to be running its projects. And it gave me really a proud at the time that I was feeling very proud that our profession, my profession, was being recognized at the highest level. And it's showing that it is time that we start to regulate and better manage our project. And we can see the effect of it today. Maybe a little bit very painful for you, Mark, but that's happening. But our profession is project management. And by the way, it's not just engineering background. Anybody can contribute and relate to the project management. Is taking momentum. I remember looking at that study that talked about the project management professionals as a business would be required for the next, I don't know, there's not an end to it. Let me simply put the population growth, right? And with the growth of the population, you have more projects, infrastructure projects. We're going to need more airports, we need more roads, more, what do you call it, hospitals, schools. You're going to need more oil and gas facilities to support it. Well, who's going to build that for you? Who's going to put it all together? It's a project management profession. So don't worry, guys. We have a job to do for another 100 years as project management. Here we're talking about our brand story, and it talks about, it begins with leadership, and we like to invite you all to come and join us in our local leadership team. It's activated by the community, passion, and that's one thing you need to have. If you don't have a passion for your profession, and it's not just project management, anybody who does not have a passion for his job, he will not do it. Go and find your passion. Go and see where you want to do, what excites you. If you don't have a passion for your job, you're not going to be good at it. And you realize the outcome. I'll skim this slide because it's a little bit too complicated. And now here, PMI gave us this 3 project, collaboration and determination, and this color looks at the change. And that's why we created our own logo. We put it there because to us it's a change. We didn't want to do the green Stefan Winakhla as usual. No, we want to embrace the change because this is what is happening to our beautiful country. Alhamdulillah. مشروع التحول الوطني اللي احنا فيه ورؤية 2030. We all try to contribute to that by improving the execution of our capital programs. Some important initiatives and trends. We're establishing local leadership team in Eastern region, and you can see the beautiful faces of the team we have already there. I don't want to go through the names, but if you are from the Eastern region and you want to join us there, please. You'll see some of them. نواف الأحمد منهم موجود. في أحد ثاني أحمد نور صح؟ Okay. We have 2 guys from الغربية. جوئل هنا يحضر مؤتمر تطوعي وحبا في المهنة. الشرقية الغربية هنا. Local agenda team, please stand up, guys. Whoever is in the room, please, guys, look around. Here is Mohammed Abdul Al, Sayyid Al-Naja, Majid Ghaith, Nawaf is in between. Who else in الجدة؟ لا بنسوي تسجيل حضور على كده فعلا. أنا دول معنا الحمد لله مجموعة قوية. محمد الزملاء اللي هنا، محمد ورا الستيج is doing a great job. كلهم volunteers. By the way, starting with Nabil al-Tunisi, myself, board members, nobody gets a paid single riyal in working with PMI. فإذا أنت جاي عشان فلوس ما في فلوس. We have no money to pay to anybody. We don't give money because we are all volunteers. This is a volunteering organization. It builds on your passion for the job. It builds on your passion to volunteer and give back to the society. وهذا شيء جيد عندنا يعني. الأعمال التطوعية ممتازة. كان زمان نربطها فقط بالأعمال الخيرية، صح؟ جمعيات البر وجمعيات الإحسان. ليش ما تتحول أيضا لجمعيات مهنية يديرها أشخاص يحبوا المهنة؟ وهذا اللي احنا بنحاول نعمله الآن في الPMI KSA. about volunteering back, giving back to the society. It used to be only charities, giving money to the mosque, to the poor people. Well, you can look at it differently as well, giving back to the younger generation, giving back to the community by improving its ability to do projects. And that's what we're trying to organize here and promote, volunteer spirit. I don't know, I'm finishing my slides. Okay. Key initiatives. So that's Zanabila Al-Tunisi, great initiative to establish an education academy, partnering with a number of education providers where we can provide training at very affordable prices to individuals and also to organizations. Local leadership teams, we talked about that. Collaboration, and I mentioned it's the right model for us. تعاون مع بعضنا مع semi-government universities. And also another area where we see that the discussion we have, there is a gap. There is really different and sometimes conflicting point of views between the client and the government, the client who's paying money, and between the contractors, whether it's in engineering and construction companies. And yes, they talk about partnership, but they don't really hold a very sincere discussion. Everybody want to keep his cards close to his chest. He doesn't want to be too open about it. And as PMI, and I used to be with a client for many, many years. Now I see him sitting on the contractor side. Sometimes they call it the dark side.
Very dark.
Very dark. So sometimes I can't see really and appreciate the aspect. It's totally different aspect. And you need really to try to bridge the gap. So what is the client priorities versus the contractor? And that's an area where I think bodies like the PMI, the CII can try to bridge the gap. Let them listen to each other. Let's do a workshop. Why are we pushing all the risks out to the contractor? I know some of you guys are here from clients, right? Mainly represent the client. Who does represent the client in this room? Okay. دكتور شيرة كيف حالك؟ I know there's Sabiq and Aram. And I tell you, if you just look at the contractor, okay, I'm going to move all the risks to the contractor. And I'm going off track, I know a little bit with my presentation. حطها في ظهر الجولة، ما عليك. يا أخي, the scope is not clear. You didn't elaborate what you want. This is not really a complete engineering package. There's a lot of ambiguities. حطها على الظهر. And he covers himself, he thinks, with terms and conditions that says contractor is responsible for this. If heaven falls on the earth, it's a contractor problem. Well, does this work? No, because contractor is smart enough. He reads this. This is okay. This is not clear. Add 3%. This is not clear. Add 10%. He's going to cover it by cost. You're going to pay for it. And instead of paying 100 million for that project, you're going to pay 150 because you did not do a well job in defining the scope and planning it and organizing it. You're going to pay more. The contractor is not stupid to take a job that he does not understand unless he puts a lot of contingency into it, right? And at the end, you may lose a good contractor. Well, you may end up going with a guy who didn't read the contract or the scope too well, and he pays you and he gives you a lower price, and then the project suffers. In conclusion, this is basically my last slide, and I think I'm on time, right on time as a project manager should be. We are transforming ourselves. We're trying to look for supporting partners, and we like to enable our young project management and professional. And then again, project management is not just about engineers. You could be an IT, you could be a doctor. Yesterday I met a Marine captain. I don't know if he's here today. I felt good that our Sales, good. You can apply some of our project management tools, inshallah. Anybody from the healthcare? Likely. Okay, but here in the back. Health, finance. Okay, so that's an issue for us. And a lot of people associate project management with only engineering and construction. It's not. It's really beyond that. Banking can benefit from our project management tools and systems. And I hope you can reach out to your friends, whether they are in the banks or in the healthcare sector. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here today.